When you are going through difficulties and disappointments and trying times in your life, how do you respond? What's the difference in your conduct, in your temperament, even in your facial expressions, when you're going through a hard time or when things are just suit you fine? What's the difference? Do you let the hard times get you down? Do you find yourself being less friendly? Do you find yourself having a hard time making decisions? What upsets you? Now, you say that you've trusted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, and your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and you are a happy person. But when things are not going your way, and you suffer real disappointments, or hurt, or physical pain, how do you respond? Does it absolutely wipe you out? Does your disposition change to the point that people say, well, what happened to you? I thought he was a Christian. What's all this about? Are you the same person when things are going right and when things are going wrong? When you find yourself disappointed and you want to hang it up and walk away, whatever happened to your faith? Whatever happened to your relationship with Christ? That relationship doesn't change. Maybe the way you express it changes a little bit, but that's because maybe you've never distinguished between happiness and joy. What's the difference? Well, when Paul wrote the book of Philippians, only 4 chapters, it's interesting what you find. In these 4 chapters, over and over again, in fact, once out of every 7 verses, Paul speaks of joy or he speaks of joyful. That is, here he is in prison, knowing that probably he's going to face death before long, sometimes chained to a Roman soldier, and his response, think about this, writing this epistle and being in prison. Every 7 verses of over 100 verses is all about joy and just what did he know that most Christians do not know? Because we usually think about difficult times and hard times as a time to be sort of sad and down. And we say that God understands and things will get better. But until it does, I'm just going to pout. That's not somebody who knows the joy of the Lord. So I want you to turn to Philippians, if you will. And I want us to just read these first few verses here in the 4th chapter to get us started. He says, therefore, my beloved brethren, whom I long to see, my joy and crown, in this way stand firm in the Lord, my beloved. I urge, and he names a couple of persons here, Euodia and Syntyche, to live in harmony in the Lord. Indeed, he says, true companion, I ask you also to help these women who have shared my struggle in the cause of the gospel, together with Clement, also the rest of the fellow workers whose names are in the book of life. And so he goes on with that, and then he says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say to you, rejoice in the Lord. What does it take for you to have joy in your life?